Welcome back to Tight Lining Maryland. Today, we're gonna do something a little different. So I was recently listening to the Trout Bitten podcast, and I'm on my second time going back through it. And on one of the episodes, I heard a unique idea that I just thought to myself, you should really give that a shot. Now, albeit it's not the best time of year for this technique or this approach, but what it is, it's a challenge that is prompted by something that Bill Dell said on the Trout Bitten podcast. And what he said is that when you go out to a stream, try to be a minimalist and carry less flies than what you catch fish. So today we're going to try to do exactly that. Let me show you my setup very quickly so that way you can see what we're using, and that way maybe you can duplicate it whenever you head out on a stream. What we've got is our 10-foot 6-weight Cortland Nymph Series rod. It's paired with a double nymph right now, tandem rig, with a Tasmanian Devil on the bottom and a turbo midge at the top. What we're going to be doing is tight line nymphing and indicator nymphing some of this water today in hopes to catch at least 11 different trout, given that we've carried only 10 nymphs to the stream today. So here's the pack that I've decided to carry with me. It's a pocket box by Fulling Mill. Let me show you what's on the inside real quick. Right now what we've got in here is 2 egg patterns, 2 jig streamers. I've got one of my extra turbo midges up there, a CDC quill midge, and I had in here 1 extra of each of those nymphs and 2 Tasmanian Devils. So if you add it all up with the 2 jig streamers, the 2 eggs, I had 2 quills and 2 turbo midges plus 2 Tasmanian Devils. That equals 10 flies. It's definitely a cold, wintry day here. The temperatures this morning started in the 20s. The water temps are hovering right around 40 to 41. However, by the end of the day, it is supposed to get up to around, I want to say, the upper 40s, and therefore I believe the water temps will probably get up to about 43 as well. The fish are sluggish, but most importantly, the thing that's got us a little bit changing tactics, I have a feeling, throughout the day, is we've got some wind, the dreaded W. What we're going to need to do is either be heavier or potentially use something that's going to cut down some of the friction on the surface by having an indicator. So I suspect we'll cycle through some of our different bugs, try to get into some fish here throughout the day, but I appreciate you tuning back in. If you see something that you can employ the next time you hit the stream, well, then this video is well worth it. And finally, if any of the nymphs, if you're in the market to buy any and you see that some are working better than others, or maybe you just wanted to try a couple out, I have those on my website. I'll leave a link down in the description, and I would be appreciative if you gave some of them a try. But hopefully today we'll catch fish on quite a variety and make this video well worth the time of trying to carry only 10 nymphs but catch 11 fish. Let's get fishing. Alrighty, we got our first fish of the day. Looks like he took the Tasmanian Devil. What a wild brownie. I'm not even going to use the net for him, but I'll take him off. Nope. Don't want him. That's probably why we should have used the net, but trying to keep him wet too. There he goes. Alright, so we got one fish to hand. We're gonna cut our line because truthfully it's quicker. You know, if you run into a situation where you foul up your double nymph rig, more often than not, you're in your best case scenario just to cut it off and start back over. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Trim that off, and that'll allow us to peel everything out without it, you know, getting caught, or that nymph potentially not being able to get out of there. So simple as that. Boom, everything's back in order. Now we can just tie back on our nymph. And just a little trick to save you time, because far too often we try to take out knots and tangles and all that other stuff, and it's just like, man, you could really cut down on time. I mean, I trimmed it off. That took all of what, 5 seconds, and now I'm already back in business tying on this knot. Whereas if I'd have left it on, I definitely would still be untangling, still trying to figure out how I can get it through a certain loop, or, you know, unwrap it a specific way. Whereas at this point, I am ready to go back to fishing and hopefully pick up another one out of this run. But that's always good to get on the board. That's one of our fish towards our goal of trying to get as many fish as we have nymphs. So that's one. We need at least 10, if not more. There's a nice, good, slow drift across there. I'm surprised I didn't yield a fish. There we go. Another one for the Tasmanian Devil. That's 2 for that guy. We're gonna try to do this again without fumbling everything. All right, so 2 for that attractor nymph here in the winter. Tiny little guys, but they're gonna pick up as we keep moving up, but it's all right. We're getting to our goal. That's what we're looking for. I also think that egg, even though they haven't started taking it yet, sometimes they pick it up a little later in the day. But what's great about it is it's flashy in that bright orange color. So what it does is I think it draws in those fish, and oftentimes then they'll take your nymph as a secondary or tertiary option. So I'm not opposed to, even when they're not taking the egg, to just letting it stay on there. All right, so we've gotten 2 fish out of roughly 4 holes, and that's not bad, not great. Fishing's a little slow today, but we also started in the 20s for temps, but no excuses. What we're gonna do is, now that we've hit this slow, kind of uniform run, what we will throw on is an indicator. And what I've found is that when I do that in the slower deep stuff, especially in the winter, but heck, even the spring and summer, it would work. But those fish just need that presentation on that perfect dead drift. A lot of times it can be really hard to high stick that, or tight line nymph it whenever you know, you're just coming through it normally. I really like tight lining and Euro nymphing with you know, kind of your riffles and a little bit faster runs. But when you start to go into run to pull, that's a little different type of water, and I think it calls for an indicator. So we're going to throw one on. We're going to see if those drifts can't improve in some of this slower water and pick up an extra fish or 2 that otherwise I think we would struggle to catch if we fished it traditionally. Curious if the glare is the problem or what it is, but right now this is a hole that usually produces at least a fish or 2, and right now we got none. There we go. Took a minute, but we'll take another little brownie on the Tasmanian Devil. He was just a little tighter to that structure. Another little guy, but off he goes. We're at a really good run where if we can get some clean drifts, whether it's with an indicator or tight line style, this usually hosts a slew of fish that, you know, could put us, even if it's not over the hump, pretty darn close. But we'll see. We're gonna need to make them play along. go. Fish number 5, but it looks like a ball fish. There we go, fish number 5, and he took the quill midge, so we finally picked up one with that. We'll put this guy in the basket, and that's good to get that fly on the board. And it looks like the fly's already out, which it is. But fish number 5, and another pattern to check off the list, and hopefully get us just one step closer to our... Alrighty, so that's 5 fish. We're halfway to our goal. We carried with us 10 flies. The goal was 10 fish or more. Ideally 11, because I want to catch more fish than I have flies, and we have 10. But really, of those flies, they're really just repeats for if I break off, but they still count nevertheless, so we still have to catch 11 regardless. But we'll take it. 2 patterns in so far in terms of like fish caught on a variety. Haven't got anything on that egg yet, but we did take that off because it really didn't produce anything for roughly the first hour plus of time. So quill body midge and our Tasmanian devil. There goes number 6 on the quill midge. Got him. Glad we doubled back. So I'd already fished this hole once, but figured, you know, can't hurt to get a couple more drifts in there and see if I missed anything. Sure enough, this little guy was willing to play along. All right, 6 fish. We're more than halfway there. Just got 5 to go, and then we've hit our target. So productive day for sure. There we go. It's fish number 7. All right, and that bug is already out. So we're gonna let that fish go. Back in the water, 7, 4 to go. 4 to go. Let's get it done. Come on. Getting close. Eking our way. 1 fish at a time. 1 fish at a time. That one took the Tasmanian devil again, so that's 5 to 2. Hot winter fly for you, that's for sure. There we go, that's a good cast, gonna lead to a good drift. Hopefully lead to a fish. There he is. Fish number 8. Fish number 8. Tasmanian devil yet again. That fly is just getting down, it's getting dirty, and it's catching fish. Fish number 8. Off he goes. Let's get our quill body midge out. So it's 6-2, 3 fish to go. Be lovely if we could just finish it up in this hole, but this is not easy water. Deep, slow. Again, that's why we switched to an indicator, is just to hopefully get those nice, long, maintained, slow drifts as these fish need it in the winter when they're kind of hunkering down on the bottom. Go. Good shoot. Come on, fish. Alrighty. Oh, I don't know if we can count that. That was fish number 9. I don't think we can count that, but it came off right at our feet. That stinks. I was just getting ready to pull the net, and he popped off. But right out of that deep spot, he was dark. You can tell he's hunkered down at the bottom all the time. Well, let's hope that he's got some friends still. So we need 3 more. 3 more. Tell you what though, he's on that Tasmanian devil though. That's one thing I'm sure of. He may came off, but that would have been 7 fish for the Tasmanian devil today. There we go. That's a much nicer fish too. Much nicer fish over there by that log. It'll be very interesting to see what he's on. I suspect the Tasmanian devil, but there's only one way to find out. Yep, that's what he's on. Nice fish. Alrighty, fish number 9 is a beautiful, healthy male fish, roughly 12-13 inches. We're gonna get this guy back. Alrighty, so we're at 9, just got 2 left to get, and then we've hit our target goal for the day. Lost the one that would have made 10. Oh! That was another nice fish. Darn. That one would have made 11 if we had gotten both, but you know, we'll take 7 and 9. That's not bad. Or excuse me, 9 of 11. That was another nice fish. Better than average. Would have definitely made for a good fish to have on camera. There we go. Good cast. Let's get a clean drift. There we go. Got her flies back, that's good. Back eddy just kicks that silt right up. There we go. This guy comes off, we're counting them, but that is fish number 10. 10! And I didn't see what he was on, but I suspect it was the quill body midge, and the reason why is because the Tasmanian Devil's stuck in the back. So fish number 10, one to go. One more to go, and then we can put a wrap on this video and close it on out. So I've come up to the last particular spot I want to fish for this location. I would love to pick out at least 1 or 2 browns. If I get to my target, I may just switch up my flies to see if I can't get some of those other ones on the board, because I really only fished 2 nymphs today. I did fish the egg for a little bit, but it was unsuccessful for most of the morning, so I switched it out, and I've basically just been CDC quill midge and Tasmanian Devil, and that's been more than enough to get us to where we need to be. So we're one away from the promised land, just gotta not choke, I guess. There he is. Fish number 11 in the bag. Goal complete. All right, not exactly the stunner you want to end on, but that's okay. We caught a decent one in between, a couple other modest fish, but yet again, the Tasmanian Devil does the dirty work. That's 9 fish on that fly alone. And here he goes. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for Tight Lining Maryland. We did succeed. We ended up getting 11 fish right on the nose, and I was able to get the 11th one at the very last spot where I didn't really want to go any further upstream. So I would deem that to be a huge success. We're gonna end the session here and just be pleased with the fact that we were able to complete our goal and have a little bit of fun. So thank you for tuning back in. I hope you enjoyed. And again, if you wanted to support me or the channel, book a guide trip, consider buying some flies, and hopefully I can help share some more knowledge with you on the stream, or add some flies to your box that you saw either in this video or previous ones that you can catch some fish with. So tight lines, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.